Today I'm going to talk to you about the Twitter thread. More specifically, a famous Twitter thread, the viral Naval Tweetstorm. But first, let's talk about some Twitter history. So we're all familiar with Twitter, the microblogging social media app, website, 140 characters, now 280. But Threads, as we know it, wasn't possible until 2014 when Twitter introduced the functionality to thread tweets by replying to the original tweet. People like venture capitalist Mark Andreessen started enthusiastically threading, leading to him being dubbed the father of the tweetstorm. The form really continued to rise to prevalence in the aftermath of the 2016 election, when Twitter became a bit more of a platform for longer form discussion of current events. And then finally in 2017, Twitter recognized the tweetstorm by introducing the functions threads. The Twitter thread in question happened on the 31st of May, 2018, shortly after the introduction of this threads function. 40 tweets long, the thread is titled, "How to Get Rich Without Getting Lucky." To understand why this thread went viral, you need to understand the author. Now, Naval is a tech founder, a venture capitalist. He's had a number of successful companies that he's founded, shopping.com, and then he's been the early investor in a number of successful companies, including Stack Overflow, Uber, Twitter. And so he's someone who has had success many times over, created wealth many times over, and so he kind of knows what he's talking about. I'm not going to read the whole Twitter thread out, but I do want to go through a few of the key tweets that help distinguish this how to get rich message from your typical, how to get rich seminar or how to get rich blog. So let's start with the beginning. Seek wealth, not money or status. Wealth is having assets to earn while you sleep. Money is how we transfer time and wealth. Status is your place in the social hierarchy. Understand that ethical wealth creation is possible. If you secretly despise wealth, it will elude you. Now, this idea of ethical wealth creation is very much a part of the ideology of the tech industry. The HBO show Silicon Valley does a really great job of satirizing this, where founders will say stuff like, "We're making the world a better place through minimal message-oriented transport layers." So anyway, Naval goes on, "Ignore people playing status games. They gain status by attacking people playing wealth creation games. Code and media are permissionless leverage. They're the leverage behind the newly rich. You can create software or media that makes you money in your sleep." Naval here specifically calls out code and media as permissionless leverage, meaning the value that can be created without the capital labor of others. But there's also a criticism here for what he describes as people playing status games. They gain status by attacking people playing wealth creation games. So the people playing status games are journalists, politicians, the people that would attack or criticize people like Naval or Mark Andreessen, the billionaires of Silicon Valley. To understand why this thread did so well, 170,000 likes, nearly 10,000 quote tweets, more than 50,000 retweets. Understand, yes, right time, right message, right audience. Audience is the tech, media users. But you also have to understand Twitter. See, Twitter is the social media of the political, economic, and cultural elite. That's not to say that your average Twitter user is a member of the elite, but those who do very well on Twitter, those who have huge reach, big followings, big platforms, very much are. They are largely the politicians, the political class, They are elite media figures, and they are the tech elite, the blue check mafia. So considering this thread is very much a product of Twitter culture, and it speaks to a deeper conflict on Twitter between the elites, or as Naval puts it, those playing wealth creation games and those playing status games.